All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Portland Trailblazers versus the New York Knicks. Full game highlights, review, and reaction. Let's get right into it. As we start the game off, Dame and Keon and Gary Payton were unavailable. As we get ready to see Jeremy Grant with this strong finish. I definitely wanted to see, after last game, I wanted to see Jeremy Grant play a little stronger. I also wanted to see how the team responded. I'm sure, everybody wanted to see how the team responded. It's a 4-game losing streak. As we see Nurk, nice seal off right there. I want to see how Nurk plays today. Remember I said last game about how I loved the way Jared Allen got the numbers he got while still being out of the way and help creating space and allowing space for his teammates to operate. That's really important. I want to see how Nurk does that this game. As we see Watford getting some early time in with Eubanks also being out. So some available minutes for some guys. And that's exactly what the team really needs. Take this opportunity to get the guys some minutes. And also to work on spacing. Which guys are better in what roles. Things like that. And you're not going to know that unless they're out there. So... Also, Shaedon Sharpe, Quigley with a nice pull-up right there. Shaedon Sharpe, you want to watch him and see, make sure he's not getting down on himself. You want to keep him, he's motivated, like right there, he really was trying to keep, to stay on Quigley and defend that play. As we see Shaedon knock down the 3 right there. And that's what Coach Billups is working with Shaedon. You're not going to win too many games given what you get. You know what I'm saying? And for those who don't know what I mean by that, if you're down, you're down there eating, but yet you're down there serving, everybody's well fed. You know what I'm saying? You got to cut something off. You don't want these guys to eat like you are. And that's one thing that the rookie is working on, is how to be, as we see the zone being implemented here. That's one thing the rookie is working on is staying locked in defensively the way he is when he's ready to take off offensively. Make sure he's locked in like that every second he's on the floor, especially defensive reasons. He's so athletic and he can do so many things. If he's locked in, man, you can only imagine the breakaway dunks, the things that he'll be able to accomplish. Kind of how John Morant, he doesn't have to play 100 miles per hour like John Morant, but I'm saying just being locked in. If you watch Ja this year, Ja's so locked in, it's almost, you can see he forgets about a little bit of his teammates a little bit. He's just so locked in, though, on both ends. Just trying to do so much. But back to the fellas, Justice Winslow last game, as I mentioned, was definitely working on trying to get that shot going, and it's needed because he started this game. So you want to make sure he's being a threat, and he's keeping the defense at honor, so they won't just play back, as I mentioned, like he's Ben Simmons or something. Ooh, nice pass from Ant. Ooh, nice ecstasy, and I mentioned that a couple games ago, about that extra pass, man. Guys trusting each other. Yeah, Nurk could have took that shot. Ant, who definitely has shown that he can take that shot. But making that extra pass to Jeremy Grant, who definitely needs to who definitely needs to find his shot consistently, and he did this game. Partially due to plays like that. Ooh, nice finish right there by Justice Winslow. But Jeremy Grant had a big game. And getting to the free throw line, I also mentioned, I don't know if I said this yet, but I also mentioned last game, or I think I said at the beginning of this game, I wanted to see Jeremy Grant play stronger with that mental capacity as far as, not flopping to the ground so much and just keeping his body in a strong position offensively and defensively. Like that right there, that was a charge. That was nice by Jeremy Grant. But he did that this game. He got 23, 24 free throws, 25 free throws. He went to the free throw line like 25 times. I mean, that's being strong. That's doing what you're supposed to do. And that's what I want to see from Jeremy. Obviously, you're not going to get 20, over 20 free throws a game. That's not what but I mean, just that mentality of being strong enough to where the refs can actually see the contact and they give you that benefit of the doubt, not just having the mindset that you're just going to, hit the ground when you feel something. And Jeremy Grant's too good for that, as we see Watford with that beautiful move that he's mastered. Give him credit for that. Shout out to Watford, who, if he plays confident and with certainty, the kid can play, and he's going to do some nice things in this league. The more confident and the more certain of his abilities in these situations and against whoever that he gets, especially as he learns how to position his body in better ways. It's going to be nice, and that comes with experience. That just comes with experience, kind of like with Shaden Sharp. He didn't play in college, so a lot of things that he could have learned, if he playing in college, having to match up against another star player, having to defend against them all game long, and having to get used to that, especially, at a school like Kentucky, you're going to get the best most times from other teams, so you're going to have to lock in, and those are things that he definitely would have benefited from had he got that from college. But as we know, he was at Kentucky for that year, but he didn't play. And not saying he didn't play because he wasn't good enough or he wasn't. He was injured, and still was a high draft pick, which shows you the kid's ability. It was good to see Ant get back, and Ant, not only did he get back to being Ant, which he has been in the past couple games. I was very pleased to see the decision making like that right there, right on time, man. I was pleased to see the decision making Ant made. Turnovers were low this game. I don't know if it got up to double digits, but I thought the guys did a good job of helping each other take care of the ball. One thing and I'm gonna mention Nurk again. Nurk played well. Looked like he was accepting of his role as far as not getting the ball so much, but understanding when his opportunities will come and taking advantage of them, and he did that. I thought, and I think this type of stat line, what you see from Nurk, was 22, 8 and 7, something like that, 22, 8 and 8, 22, 9 and 8, whatever. That's the type of stat line I would expect to see from Nurk. 17 to 22 points, and most of that, like I said, is off the rim, off action. A couple 3 attempts, if not a few 3 attempts, getting to the free throw line. Because getting him in space, top of the key, and on that wing is beautiful. Because he's doing a good job of finding his teammates. As we see the squad just locked down in overtime, even with Josh Hart fouling out, the guys were focused and put this away. Quite easily in overtime. It really wasn't even close in overtime. Now, obviously, the game was close all the way to the end of the fourth quarter. But in overtime, they pretty much kind of took control. And that was defensively. And I thought to myself, watching the game, because it was 62-61 at halftime, first team that decides to play some defense or effectively play some defense will win this game, And it took all the way to overtime for somebody to decide to do that. And thank goodness it was us. And Trailblazers did a great job. Coach Billups did a great job of making those adjustments, coaching the guys up. You can see him working with Nurk, trying to get Nurk to Nurk talks a lot, and not about the communication of plays between teammates. Nurk is a lot of times worried about the wrong things, and it's good that he has a coach like Coach Billups to help him with that. You can see a lot of the guys, like I mentioned, Winslow working on his shot during the games, which you have to, guys. You can't. You should be. If you can't, no, he's got to work on that. You don't have practice, and being able to have these opportunities and win. Like, yeah, they're coming off a 4-game losing streak, but to be able to work and compete and have opportunities to win and/or win, that's what you really want. You know, especially in a situation where you're building a team. Now, obviously, if you're trying to do something right now, that's definitely not ideal. But in building a team, these is what you're looking for. These are the good things that you're looking for, the gems that you're finding, that you want the team to build on. And Justice Winslow looked a lot more comfortable out there, playing the minutes that he was playing, as far as, you know, being in situations to have to take certain shots. I thought he looked good. It was a nice flow. I thought, like I said, Nurk did great. Jeremy Grant, again, he showed that he is the impact player that I kept saying that he is and should be. Josh Hart doing what Josh Hart does. 15 rebounds for Josh Hart? Let's go ahead and mention that. 15 rebounds, okay? If not more. I mean, he might have had more, but he fouled out. And you still got guys on the bench coming in playing well. Wofford's doing well. Nasir Little's doing well. Shaden, who's a offensive artiste, so to speak. When he can match that on the defensive end, oh my goodness, man, that team can go deep down the bench. And when those guys understand everything that they can do, need to do, and should be doing, for and with each other. I mean, I know that's a lot, but when all that comes together, it's going to be a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun watching it. It's fun watching it mold. It's fun watching the coaches do what they're doing to mold the guys, and for even some of the veterans to learn new things, how to be efficient in new ways, and how to play in certain ways. Cause it's the hardest thing to do is to teach a player how to have a new appetite, how to have a different appetite. You know, you've been eating off of this for so long. This is what you're used to eating. This is what you have a taste for. This is, you know, now you're telling me that I can't eat this no more, that I have to eat something else, and I have to eat it in a different way. You know, that's tough, you know, but respect to the players, shout out to the players for doing that, you know, because as you can see, it definitely has the potential of paying off, if not already paying off, as far as guys increasing their capacity, getting better, and building a championship team, which is the end goal. All right. Well, anyway, thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you guys on the next one. All right.